Today we're exploring the Chinatown International District in Seattle.
It's strange to think that in 10 years of living here, we've never done any sightseeing in this neighborhood. But now that we have, these are our top tips for what you have to see here. There are 3 sub-neighborhoods in the International District, each with their own distinct ethnic background: Chinatown, Japantown, and Little Saigon.
Like anywhere in Seattle, parking is going to be limited and expensive, so we recommend public transportation or rideshare. If you take the train, you'll get off at the King Street station. You'll feel like you're already in Chinatown before you even leave the station.
The gateway to Chinatown is this iconic Chinese arch, or paifang, right next to the King Street train station. Our first stop is the flagship Japanese Asian grocery store, o.Uwajimaya.
This has got to be one of my favorite stores in Seattle and the whole region roundabout. They have a branch in Bellevue, they have a branch in Renton, but this is where it all started, right here in Chinatown. Cooking section, we have this book. I want this book.
Manga in Japanese, a whole wall of it.
The Art of the Deal in Japanese.
How to draw the cutest stuff.
I love coming to stores like this because even though there are things that I can't read, I still want to try everything. But I'm not always brave enough to take them home.
Our next stop is Hing Hay Park, a geographical and cultural anchor of Chinatown.
This park is clearly a very central gathering place in this community. I read that this message board was deliberately placed on a diagonal according to feng shui principles so that it doesn't block the qi running to or from this park.
There are plenty of Chinese and American Chinese restaurants to eat lunch or dinner in while you're in Chinatown.
I hear that this is the oldest Chinese restaurant in Seattle and that Bruce Lee used to eat here. It was his favorite place.
We made a separate video about Tai Tung. Check it out for a full review and to see Bruce Lee's personal booth.
Besides restaurants, there are plenty of other ethnic markets to shop at or just wander through in Chinatown. Now we're going to explore Japantown. We just crossed the street from Chinatown into Japantown, or as the early Japanese settlers called it, Nihonmachi. One way that you can tell we're in Japantown is now the street signs are in Japanese instead of in Chinese. This area over here is called Chiyo's Garden or Chayo's Garden. It was built by the man who built one of these buildings when his second oldest daughter died, and he built this park in her memory. It's not open to the public unless you're on some kind of a walking tour, although you can appreciate from this side, this design in the fence here shows the population of the Japanese in this area, starting from when they first started arriving in 1896, I think the sign said, and the height of each of these slats represents the population every year after that until the day the park was completed. So here we're outside of the Panama Hotel. The Panama Hotel was a hotel that was designed and built by the first Japanese American in Seattle. It was originally built for working Japanese men who had immigrated over here for work and only had solo occupancy. It's also the last remaining bathhouse in the United States. It's been renovated to also be a museum, as well as this very nice tea house. In fact, after many Japanese in Seattle were interred during World War II, many of them left their belongings behind in the hotel. And when they returned, not all of the belongings were claimed. And in the basement of this building was many unclaimed belongings. And the owner took out some of the floorboards and put glass over top of the floor so that visitors can look down into the basement to see the unclaimed belongings of those Japanese Americans. This is the Kobe Terrace, which is adjacent to the Danny Wu Community Gardens. This community garden has 100 plots in it, and the plots are only given out to senior low-income residents of the neighborhood.
Oh, look, chickens!
At the top of Kobe Terrace Park sits a stone lantern gifted to Seattle by the city of Kobe, Japan. This park boasts some of the best views in all of Chinatown.
Here is the oldest Japanese restaurant in Seattle and one of the oldest sushi restaurants in the United States. Unfortunately, it was closed for lunch and full at dinner time. Reservations are encouraged.
Sign says they're full? Okay.
Let us know in the comments if you would like us to review this restaurant in a future video.
Across the interstate is Little Saigon. For us, the main attractions here are the Vietnamese grocery stores.
There's a good mix of things that are familiar and things that are completely foreign in stores like this. So in a store like this, where some things are just not in English, Google Translate comes in very handy. Like, what on earth is this right here? Well, you take your Google Translator. It's double pickled vegetables. Here's another restaurant first in Seattle, in Little Saigon. This boat-shaped restaurant is the place where pho, Vietnamese pho, was first introduced to Seattle. But it was a little sandwich shop owned by Vietnamese immigrants, and they started serving pho in the 1980s. This place doesn't serve pho anymore. That's at the restaurant next door, owned by the same family. This concludes our exploration of Chinatown International District.
It's been a pretty fun day.
I have to say that the longer I stayed here, the more I was surprised that I wouldn't have to fly an airplane home.
It did feel like another country in so many ways.
I can just take a train and drive to my house this evening. It did feel like being in a different country, but not too far. I would say that the further east we went, it got a little scary. We started to see congregations of homeless people and open drug use, so be aware of that when you're planning your trip, and probably stick close to the waterfront side of things. But everything west of the highway seemed fine. Lots of nice open clean alleyways, surprisingly, and like you've seen, lots of cute little Chinese shops and restaurants that you can enjoy.
Overall, a wonderful experience. Definitely highly recommend checking out the International District.
We'll see you next time on Traveling Days.
Bye-bye. Walk that way. Welcome back to Traveling Days.
We're here in Chinatown International District in Seattle.
Yep.
Let's do that
How
again.
about we're exploring instead of we're here? I don't know what else.
Okay.
Maybe that's all we need.
Welcome back to Traveling Days.
We're here exploring. Sorry.
We're here exploring the Today we're exploring the Chinatown International District in Seattle.
That's good.